What's up, guys? I'm Dwayne.
I'm Alicia.
And this is Blackboard Gaming, where we teach you about all these great games that are out there, waiting to be played by you and yours.
I'm a simple man, don't wanna complicate ya, complicate ya.
One of our favorite games to play together is Splendor.
And I am an old school comic book nerd. So when I found out this game was coming out, I was on it. And that game is Splendor Marvel.
It's Marvel Splendor.
It's Splendor Marvel. It says so on the box.
Splendor is the noun, Marvel is the adjective. It's like chocolate ice cream. You eating ice cream that's chocolate flavored. You're playing Splendor that has a Marvel theme. It's Marvel Splendor.
Now I got the taste for chocolate ice cream. All right, let's go to the table for a quick overview of how this game is. Splendor Marvel is pretty much just like regular Splendor with a few minor differences. Instead of collecting diamonds and sapphires and rubies and such, you're collecting the Infinity Stones, and you're using those Infinity Stones to recruit heroes and villains to your cause. And the cards represent the heroes and villains that you're trying to recruit. I really love the comic book art on these cards. They did a really great job. The noble tiles are replaced with iconic locations that you can visit once you get those specific heroes or villains into your play area. The setup and gameplay of Splendor Marvel is pretty much the exact same as regular Splendor, but there have been some new things added to the game. First, in regular Splendor, a player will have to get to 15 points in order to trigger the end of the game. But in Splendor Marvel, a player has to get 16 points to trigger the end of the game. Also, a player will have to have each card of this type in their play area. And they also will have to have the Time Stone. Now, how do you get the Time Stone? Well, whenever you first recruit a level 3 hero like Captain America here, you immediately get one of these Time Stones into your play area. And that's the only one you can get. You can't get more. Now, also added, if you notice the Avenger symbols above Captain America's head, there are 2 of them. If a player ever gets 3 of those on all his heroes, then he will immediately get this Avengers symbol tile into his play area. And this will be worth 3 points. Now the thing is, if another player gets more than 3 of those Avenger symbols on any of his cards, then he can take this away from you and you will lose those 3 points and he will gain the 3 points. Another thing this does is if there are tied players at the end of the game and one of those players has won this tile, then this is the new tiebreaker. And so that player will end up winning Splendor Marvel. And that's pretty much Splendor Marvel in a nutshell. So I didn't talk about how to play the game because I'm going to leave a link in the description below because I did a past video of how to play Splendor. But pretty much we're just going to talk about what we like about this one. So, I mean, how do you compare this one to the OG Splendor?
I like it. It doesn't lose anything. It doesn't lose anything in the translation, so it's just as much fun.
Yeah, I like it. I really like the fact that now you're collecting these Infinity Stones, you know.
Well, actually, I actually like the fact that you have to, one of the win conditions is you have to have one of each different color stone.
Yeah, I like that. You gotta have, you gotta have the Mind Stone, you gotta have the Reality Stone, you gotta have the Soul Stone, you gotta have the Space Stone, and you gotta have the Power Stone, and make sure you got the Time Stone.
You really are a comic book nerd.
Yep, proud of it.
Well, another thing I like is I like that they have a purple gem because purple is my favorite color.
That's what you're basing your enjoyment of the game on?
Yes.
All right. Okay. Do you, boo boo? Uh, so anyway, like I still like OG Splendor because OG Splendor was it for us. I do like the Marvel reskin. I like the fact that, like I said, you're collecting the Infinity Stones in order to defeat Thanos. Um, the art. I love the comic book art on the cards.
I like the art. I actually love the colorfulness of the cards. Like,
Yeah, it has a more vibrant
yes,
comic book.
yes,
Like
yes,
the regular OG Splendor is just a little bit more
subdued.
Yeah, that's the word for it.
Yes.
But this one is just pop, like
Yes,
comic book.
the colors,
like bang, pow,
yes,
all that.
the colors pop, and I really like that.
Right. So, would you have any complaints about this game?
There is one slight thing I don't like. I don't like that in order to recruit people to help you achieve your objective, you have to get villains as well as heroes.
Well, I want to see a hero is only as good as his villain.
True, but I just like to be the good guy all the time.
Oh, yeah, okay. I got that. Well, yeah, I mean, I can see that. Don't get me wrong. When I see a particular villain, I'm like, oh, man, I got to get this villain in order to win.
Well, the plus for me is, since I'm not the comic book nerd that you are, I don't always know if someone is a villain or not. I'm just getting them.
Yeah. Now that was funny because I would watch her recruit somebody and she didn't know who it was. And then after she was recruiting, I was like, that's a villain. And she'd be like, dang.
I was just trying to, get the points or meet my objective, but I didn't always know. It was a few. They looked so sinister, though. I figured.
You just knew they had to be a villain.
Yeah, it had to be a villain.
Okay. Well, you didn't come across Punisher, did you?
No.
Okay. See. All right. So I have one slight gripe about the game.
What's that?
So they say, okay, you got your level 1 heroes and villains. You got your level 2. You got your level 3. And so you're collecting the stones to recruit these heroes to get more powerful heroes.
Yeah.
But there's some heroes that I don't think they respected the hierarchy of some of the heroes. Like or villains. Like you got some villains that's a level 1 that should be level 2. You got some heroes that's level 2 that should be level 1.
Okay.
For example, they got Green Goblin and Doc Ock is level 3. And don't get me wrong, they are great villains rather. But you got Hela, who's Thor's sister, as level 2. She should be up there level 3.
I see your point.
She should be up at the top.
I see your point.
And then you got what's Black Panther's Hedegard Okoye, I think that's her name. She's a level 2. But you got Hawkeye level 1. So I think it's more of a popularity, like I'm collecting these gems to get popular superheroes and villains to gain more popular superheroes and villains or whatever. So I think that, other than that, that's just a slight gripe for me.
Well, maybe Marvel Splendor is based more on the movie Marvel universe rather than the comic book Marvel universe.
Okay, well, I'm a comic book nerd. I'm an OG. So I like both games. I can see you owning both games. One, if you got people that love Marvel, you can introduce this Splendor. It's just another way to get Splendor in people's hands, and I like that. So people will recognize it quicker on the shelf.
For me personally, the Marvel version doesn't lose anything, but I don't like it better. In fact, I actually probably like the old one better, but thematically. But I enjoy it tremendously, and I do love the pop of color.
Yeah, okay. So, and that's Splendor Marvel.
Marvel Splendor.
All right. If you enjoyed the content of this video, please hit the like button. Feel free to subscribe. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram. And if you want, leave a comment. So what you think it is. Is it Splendor Marvel or Marvel Splendor? So anyway, I'm Dwayne.
I'm Alicia.
This has been Blackboard Gaming, and we will see you next time.